You open your eyes, it's a new day. Last night seemed so far away. You can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. But you knew that the furious spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers, locked behind the doors of the town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred of you and your bloodline. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. Yeah, we did kind of leave a vengeful ghost alive. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hope you made it home okay? Haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? She did text last night. Yeah, she did. Yeah. Check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Oh, yeah, nothing from Stella since last night, so. I'll try calling her, but I have a feeling it's just going to go right to voicemail. Like it did at the end of last chapter. You dial Stella. Oh, she did answer. Hey, what's up? Just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually recording my voice. Okay, so never mind. It does go straight to voicemail. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message, or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. Text Stella. Pick this one. Wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. She messaged me last night. I'll leave it at that. So kind of weird. It's a little odd for her to just dip with everything going on. Think we should look for her. Let's meet up in town, okay? Alright. Take a shower. You might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. Why not? Feels good to wash away the ground of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, you met Stella running off last night. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Check the closet. You make your way to the closet. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. I was going to say that was not the same position. Someone was in here. What? Maybe Tabitha? Or maybe it was just Forever. That would be a thing the game would pull, right? Like, at the end of chapter 2, when Forever came into the room, the door opened mysteriously. And then it was just the cat. Maybe it was just the cat. Maybe it was Wayne. I don't know. That's who I'm thinking. Is either Wayne, Tabitha, or Furfro. No, Furfro's there. She's not here, but it looks like she left a note on the counter. Fucking handwriting? Had to run. What? That is not legible handwriting, Tabitha. Had to run. The librarian needed a new house, so we're giving him the keys to the actual place. It's probably just that they scribbled in because they have the caption. Doctor level handwriting there. And the Myers decided to stage a strike today of all days, so I won't be around. I know there's no point asking you not to do anything reckless, but I'm asking anyway. Be back late. Call if you get into trouble. Tabitha. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Talk to Furfur. Fuel up with a quick PB&J. Head to town. Talk to Furfur. You walk over to the cat. Oh. Sestoy. Queste. Q2. Where? Maybe Silent X. I don't know fucking any French. Maintenant? I missed you last night, Furfur. That makes one of us. Will you ever let me pet you? And cut my fur in your disgusting human oils? None. Do you know anything about the stone carving scattered around town? She probably doesn't, but get to ask anyways. I'm not here to be your commandant. Jean detective. Je suis un chat. I am here to watch you flail alone in the darkness. Yeah. Makes sense. I'm not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. Alright, nod respectfully to Friffer. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance. But you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. Bye, Friffer. Good talk. She scoffs as you turn away. Fuel up with a quick pee-pee today. Didn't get a eat last night before going out, so... Oh no, never mind, we ate at Stella's. Right. Duh. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. Yeah, ditchling. Let me hide the text box. Ditchling. Yeah. Oh, Avery. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. Even if I'd been able to chill out a bit, knowing that thing was right down the street, yeah, not super conducive to a good night's sleep. You think it's still there? I don't think it has any intention of leaving, so I guess the library is off limits from here on out. But considering the alternative, I don't think anybody can hold that against you. I'd much rather not be able to check out any library books ever again than let a ghost suck the life out of you. Seems like it would have been a bad trade. No way I was trusting that. Not necessarily that, but that was the best of the responses. I'm not gonna get Tabitha to deal with that, but I'm also not gonna brush it off just being like, oh, not my fucking problem. Smart move. If that thing was holding onto a grudge so hard that it managed to stick around for 80 years, there's a good chance it would never be satisfied, no matter how much it took from the Scarlets. Might as well hold on to the one life you have instead of hoping it'd be enough to satisfy some revenge-starved old guy. How do you feel now that's a new day? Possession is the sort of thing that can leave a mark on a person's soul. Oh, thanks for asking about the state of my soul. I appreciate that. I'd be lying if I said it didn't have an impact. I kind of feel bruised all over, physically and spiritually. But hey, that's part of life, right? Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma. There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them, with their scrunched up little Shar-Pei faces. So, should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? They're not gonna eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? They're pretty small, we might be safe. Yeah, you're right, they aren't too big. We might be able to kick them around if we have to. I hope they don't get any bigger. God, yeah, imagine one of those things at a much larger size, yeah. Have you heard anything from Stella? I doubt they have if Kanika and I haven't. I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. I would like to have more time to hang with them. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Wanna come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, the diner is hopping. It's absolutely packed with miners. Oh, right, because Tabitha said they were on strike, yeah. They must be using it as home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that, though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. She did indeed. Let's head to town. Good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. Oh, there's Kanika. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Lilac, you made it, and you picked up an Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. The joint's all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom's been insisting I caught a cold and I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've had. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from looking for Stella. Someone manning the general store while we go looking for Stella? Screw the general store, Mom could deal. Whoa, did I miss something? You good, Kanika? Just some family drama. I'm sure I was gonna take a sick day anyways. I don't want to infect the entire town with whatever cold this is. Instead, I'll just infect both of you and whoever else we come across while looking for Stella. I guess I'll ask this, we're kind of past the point of there being a rational explanation for any of this. Kanika sighs heavily. Rational? Sure. Rooted in a reality that until a few days ago I thought was devoid of magic and supernatural shit? No. Ghosts are real. They can suck you into illusory dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country, or that angels are real. You gotta admit, it's kind of thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new day holds for all of us. Would be a little more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we found so far just wants to hurt us. We need a magical being on our side. We're the magical girls when you need them. Though I guess we already have an animal whisperer, don't we? That's pretty magical. Wait, you can talk to animals? For real? When were you gonna tell me? Wait, did I not tell them? I could have sworn I had the chance and did tell them. Maybe I didn't. Wow, I'm gonna need to tell you what... I'm gonna need you to tell me what every animal we meet is saying. This is too cool. You really took that in stride, didn't you? I take everything in stride. There's no better way to live. This one. No way, she's just a new age crystal and herbs lady. She's not... You don't think... She could be for real. Anything seems possible these days. That would mean everything I thought I knew was wrong, and my whole life has been a lie. I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. Supposed to see her mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's gonna read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole new age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the last couple of days. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Where to first? Stella's house, the cops. Fuck no. What? The cops that are trying to pin a murder on me? Let's go to Stella's house first. That was the point of meeting up in the first place. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. Oh, right, we aren't completely technically sure she did sleep in, right? That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. What the fuck? The interior is cold, and not just physically. There is an absence of joy and life that leaves only a chill behind. This is the ghost of an empty house. This went from 0 to fucking terrifying very quickly. There's a sobering dread that comes with the knowledge that your search won't end here. For the life of you, you can't remember if Stella closed the door behind her when the two of you left for the library yesterday morning. I don't sense anything supernatural here, but I don't like the look of this. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? I guess so. Yeah, we should go in. Cool, I'll be brave and go first. Avery casually steps over the threshold into Stella's house. The living room is almost exactly as you saw it the other day. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Gretchen isn't even in her bed. Maybe she's in Stella's room, if Stella is still home. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything. Unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. I mean, I doubt... She also might just not be home. She might have left in a rush for whatever reason. Because she was clearly, like, obviously not doing well last night after everything that happened. So maybe she just left in a rush and forgot to close her door? You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget you said that and just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Investigate the kitchen first. Stella's kitchen is messier than she left it yesterday. A couple cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Is Stella's kitchen normally this messy? I wouldn't call this messy. It's a little messy. This is a little messy. I don't know. I don't want to know what you'd call my room. It wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that's what makes sense. Or if that makes sense. But maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtain at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Investigate Stella's room. Yeah, she's not home then. Where the fuck did she go, I wonder? You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. I'd better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't gonna say anything. I guess check your computer is the one explore option, and I prefer doing the explore stuff first. Check your computer. I'm not sure we should be sleeping on our computer. Yeah, that's a good point. We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. You kind of make a good point, Kanika. Maybe... Yeah. Good call. That makes sense, judging by some of the decisions you've made so far. Rude? Alright. You're lucky you have me around to keep you on the straight and narrow. Yeah, you're probably right. Good call. This sure looks like a room. Any thoughts? I think you about summed it up. This is definitely a room. Yeah, nothing much to comment on. This is what our room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Oh, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually meant anything, but they're more for decoration than anything. Anyway. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find much else here. Let's move on. Yeah. Doesn't seem like there's any clues in her house. Okay, so maybe she came home last night. Maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. I mean, she did text me last night at the end of last chapter, so I'm guessing she did get home, but... I mean, my guess is that she just woke up and left in a hurry for whatever reason. Thought I was overacting this morning. I hoped she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? Probably in the mines. Guess there's a decent chance Stella went to find your cousin, since they're friends. You don't see it? Oh, come on. The two of them have such a dynamic, you know? Classic dog and cat situation. Come on, I'll drive us. You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet mines. Oh yeah, the strike. A wall of bodies, protest signs, picket signs, and megaphones in hand. It forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet mines. Is it a strike? They're striking? Some miners were talking about it in the diner yesterday, and it looks like they managed to convince almost everybody to join up. The collapse must have been a breaking point for a lot of people. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back underground the day after a mine collapse either. I'm never stepping foot in a mine ever again. It's time Tabitha stopped taking her workforce for granted. I hope it's not weird to talk about them while they're in the middle of all this. Don't worry, I know these guys. Most of them are in the diner at least a couple days a week. They'll be chill. Will they be chill talking to Tabitha's cousin, though? Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. This is a fun option. Hail and well met, fellow countrymen. What goes on here? The miners stare at you. A strike? What are grievances? We like competitive pay, 8-hour shifts instead of 12 or more, improvements to the sick day and vacation policies, and a thorough safety inspection before any of us step... Hold on. Click before I read through all of that. Step foot underground again. That collapse was way too close to the active mine for me to feel safe down there until I know for sure I won't wind up buried under 2 tons of rock. This place is supported by the labor of folks who are too desperate to work to care about the conditions they work under. It runs them ragged, then spits them out when they're too broken to keep going. I've seen it time and time again. We're gonna change things. There's no reason we should be treated like we're a disposable workforce. If we're the ones making our money, we should be making money too, not just scraping by. That's a lot of grievances. Working here seems rough. Yeah. Do you think Tabitha can even make those changes without the mines going under? I'm sure she can figure it out. I'm not saying she's a bad boss. People clearly aren't happy with her, but coal's getting used less and less, and I've seen that old Scarlet house. It's practically condemned. If she has money to spare, where is it going? Really didn't peg you as someone who'd go to bat for Tabitha. I'm not. I'm just trying to get the full picture here, and if the mine fails, I don't see how Aunt Winnie's diner doesn't fail with it. Okay, but that's the whole problem. A single family shouldn't be able to hold an entire town hostage. The workers need a say in the business. Fair enough. Good to hear even the boss's cousin is on our side. We appreciate it, especially if there's anything you can do to get her to start negotiating. If there's pressure from almost her entire staff, that poor girl's dad, and her own family, then this strike might be over real soon. Y'all sure we should be putting any trust in the boss's cousin? Might just be trying to get information out of us. That doesn't matter now. It's too late to stop what's already in motion. We hold all the cards. Oh, they probably would have seen Stella pass by if she was going to... If she was going to talk to Tabitha, they probably would have seen Stella pass by. If any of you seen Stella, she's missing. The YouTuber? Oh my god. Right, they probably would just know that would be the main thing to know about her. She's the one on all the banned from property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by. Okay. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say we'll be much help, though. We'll just be standing around here for the foreseeable future. Why are the cops here? Miss Scarlet requested we supervise the situation. The mine's the source of a lot of jobs in this town, and she just wanted to make sure nobody did anything hasty while expressing their concerns. That's a polite way of saying that they're here to intimidate us. A little reminder from the boss that she owns more than just the coal mines. Simmer down. Nobody's here to intimidate anyone, but the Scarlet mines are private property. Miss Scarlet has every right to request some oversight during a tense situation. There's a lot more of us than there are of you. I need to go talk to Tabitha. Sure, you may be the boss's cousin, but you seem harmless enough. Go ahead. I don't care if they're okay with you going in. I'm still not crossing a picket line. Besides, I don't think Tabitha would be too happy to see me. Fair enough, Tabitha and Kanika clearly don't like each other. So, I'll just wait by the van while you go talk to her. Same, everyone who works here is a regular at the diner. I don't want to make things weird. See you on the other side. Alright. Let's see. Maybe she's seeing Stella. I guess, yeah, because I was going to say, the strikers would have definitely seen her. But I also realized I mean, Rosalina was able to get into the mines from somewhere else on the fence line other than just the gate, so maybe Stella could have gotten in here without any of them seeing her. It's quiet today, empty beyond the ruckus at the front gate. The trailer that serves as Tabitha's office looms above you on the hill. I mean, this is really the only place I can think of her going. Knock. You walk up to Tabitha's trailer and knock on the door. You wait for a moment. No response. Knock again. I'm not just gonna barge in, but knock again. Oh, for the love of... Door swings open. Oh, it's you. Should I go? Yeah, and try not to get yourself noticed. Missed you this morning. It's the nicest of the options. Yeah, I was busy cleaning up after you. I don't know how you managed to get the whole library plus the annex shut down, but it's been surprisingly inconvenient, especially today. I already said you can leave, Rodriguez. We'll talk more later. The door clicks closed as Rodriguez leaves Tabitha's office. Oh. The instant you're alone, Tabitha rounds on you. She grabs you by the collar, her face close to yours, eyes full of rage. Her words a frustrated hiss. Listen to me, Lilac. Really listen. This isn't some fun little game, okay? This is my life, and if you value yours, you'll keep quiet about what you just saw. Oh. I don't care if we're family. I can make the rest of your stay here a living hell if you cross me. Her grip loosens. Sorry to get scary for a second. I've just been pushed to the brink this week. I can't have anything else go wrong. No, we're chill. I get it. I hope you mean that, because if you don't, just know that I always follow through on my promises. What did you come up here to talk about anyway? Just decided you wanted to bother me on the worst possible day to be bothered? Stella is missing. Have you seen her? She's missing? Tabitha is quiet for a moment. I'm sure she'll turn up, but I'll see if I can get a hold of her. She does seem a bit worried. So maybe she does still care about Stella from the time they were together. Don't think looking for my missing acquaintance gives you a pass to do anything dangerous. You're forbidden from doing risky things, even for what you might think is a good reason. I could say I promise I'll stay safe, but I mean, finding Stella, not necessarily gonna do what I can to stay safe, but kind of also do whatever it takes to find her, because yeah, I'm going to do whatever it takes to find her. Great, I can't wait to find out what ridiculous situation you wind up in today. I also wanted to see how you were doing. With the strike, your mom, everything. Let's really talk. Do you really think I'd want to have some kind of heart-to-heart right now? Sorry, Lilac, but I have work to do. Save your probing questions for some other time. Or never. I don't care which. Alright? I'm just trying to connect with you. Are you? Is that why you keep ignoring everything I say to spend time with a bunch of strangers instead? I want to talk about the strike. Good for you, I don't. Now if you have something else to talk about, spit it out. Otherwise, get out of my office and let me work. I'll go with it, that's all by. It's not necessarily as cold as the I'll see you around, but also I don't know if Tabitha would necessarily appreciate the last one right now. Considering she clearly is not at all happy with me after the past few days. Stay safe. You leave the office, the door slamming shut behind you. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you outside. You don't look like you found any new leads. It feels like we've done our due diligence here. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out our next move from there. Well, at least I told Tabitha this episode, what we are doing. So hopefully, if crazy shit happens, like I imagine it will, like it does every episode, hopefully she won't be as mad about it this time. Where to next? Check out the diner, I guess. Maybe Stella has gone to the diner since Avery left there. Let's check out the diner. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. Oh yeah, we're also someone who's seen Stella. Here's hoping Winnie doesn't try to rope me into clocking in early. The diner is busier than you've ever seen it. The small booths packed with miners. So I guess this is where the miners are setting up shop. When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends. Sorry, Aunt Winnie. Stella's gone missing and I've been helping these two track her down. You haven't seen her, have you? Don't you apologize, and I can't say I have. I've been a little preoccupied. Yeah, I don't see anyone but the miners in here. I doubt there's gonna be anyone here who's seen her, if the other miners haven't. This is great for business. These fellas can have as much free coffee as they can drink if they keep piling in like this. Do you need any help? No, Sal and I can handle this. One of your friends going missing is more important than a busy shift. The miners didn't even notice you enter the diner, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal, and I'd like more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see my family around the holidays, and better health benefits would be amazing. What if she decides to fire all of us? Should we be worried about you-know-who being here? No, I wouldn't bother. I got a call from Smith. Apparently she was poking around the mines earlier today, but it sounds like she's genuinely got our back. I don't know. What if it's all a trick? What if Miss Scarlet hears about us talking and fires me? You're only a year or so into the work, and trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you figure you can weather it until you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck. Next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you, that uses up every free second it can to suck out every free second it can suck out of its workers. Right? I was not reading that at all right. And pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we can ever save enough to get the hell out. But we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. I can't get fired. And the company housing, that makes a big difference for me. Right, the company housing. How generous of Tabitha to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had maintenance done in decades, taking a big chunk right out of your paycheck that sure as shit ain't going towards property tax and upkeep alone. The company housing, that means almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the place they live. We have numbers on our side, Harrison. After what happened up there the other night, damn near everyone is joining the picket line. She can't afford to lose us all. We have the power here, so long as we're united. Hey, have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The miners turn towards the doorway, all eyes staring at you like a deer in headlights. The YouTuber? Again. No, we ain't seen her. As you can see, we've got a lot going on today. We'd appreciate it if you didn't butt in. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. I guess weigh in on Harrison's situation. What do you want to do, Harrison? I don't know. This ain't your business, and those sorts of questions are exactly what someone who's trying to break a strike would be asking. Come on now, I don't think Lilac was trying to break your strike. And how would you know that? This person's a stranger and a Scarlet. Hold your horses there, Zax. I don't care if y'all stand for a good cause. I don't even care how much bacon and eggs you've bought. If you start a fight in my establishment, you're out. Let's handle this like civil adults. You heard the lady. Don't get involved, or we'll all have to take this outside. Sorry, fellas. We won't bother you. We'll make ourselves scarce. I guess we should get going. Doesn't seem to be anything in terms of proof here. You turn and leave the diner, Avery and Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella. Again, not the cops. Let's check in with Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Tabitha dropped off the keys this morning. The old Maxwell place? With Rosalina's leg the way it is and everything they've been through, now they have to stay in a broken down ruin that should have been bulldozed years ago? I guess. It's good they have a roof over their heads, or what's left of a roof. Your cousin is gonna get an earful the next time I see her. Kanika storms off down the road, and you and Avery follow close behind. You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grab your attention. Oh, fuck off. Wait, hold on, no. Pixel's corner bone the fucking... Oh my god. Get away from me. I'm supposed to be an indoor cat. I'm not supposed to see things like you. You don't even talk, you freak. You turn to see a ditchling approach a cornered Pixel in an alley. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. Fuck. The ditchling, distracted from its hunt by your arrival, cranes its neck to face you, its eyes settling on you with alien indifference. Hey, quit it! The words feel meek as they leave your mouth, and the ditchling, unaffected, turns back to its cornered prey. Is there a pipe or something laying around? Maybe we can scare it off. There's no time. I'm grabbing Pixel. Oh. Dogs. Oh my god. Fucking... Thank god, Pixel's safe. Before he can react, a small pack of dogs round the corner. They pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall, and then taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Oh, thank god. Their task complete, they saunter towards you. Am I gonna get to talk to them? What the... Isn't that Daisy? And Scraps. And what looks like every other dog in town. All in some kind of dog gang. Oh my god, did all the other... I lived. Oh, thank god Pixel is safe. Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat, come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. I guess he likes you more than me. We found him last night, terrified and shaking in a bush outside the library. I wasn't that scared. I've even been helping them out. Little Pixel here's been volunteering as a scout. Don't worry, we're always right around the corner. Those creatures only like to strike out when they have numbers, but they're hardly very bright. I do wonder why the ditchlings are out during the day now, because yeah, they were only out at night before. We made sure the little guy was taken care of till the humans were awake. Do you all know where he's supposed to be? Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen? Is she missing? Oh dear, Scraps, you don't think? Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Can you help us find her? We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She's a well-liked dog in these parts. Been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities. Good dogs. Good dog. Thank you, I appreciate the compliment. You call me Good Dog? Daisy Good Dog? Daisy's tail wags excitedly before she regains her composure. Ahem. Sorry. I just love to hear it. So you're the Scraps I've heard so much about. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Oh, she flatters me so. I'm nothing special, just another dog. All the more reason to go after her before it's too late. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. That's more than could be said for that Jimmy. Thinks he's so high and mighty just because he can sit and stay the best, as if obedience is the best quality in a leader. So the Scraps I've heard so much about. The one and only, this year is Daisy, and we've got a few other concerned locals with us as well. Just making sure the cats and dogs of the holler are well cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. He's done us a fine service, but you'd best make sure to keep Pixel inside from here on out. I've got a feeling things are only going to get worse from here. I'd like to see you try. I was an indoor cat, but now that I got a taste of the outdoors, I will never be satisfied by the indoor life. But maybe I can wait till all those monsters are gone. We'll make sure it gets back to his family. We appreciate it, human. Word's been going around town that there was one among you... Oh, fuck. One among you who could properly understand us. It'll be good to have you on our side during these strange times. Odd things are going on around here. It's important for all us living things to watch out for each other. So are y'all some kind of dog militia or something? Yeah, I suppose you could say that. I'm sure you've met this town's illustrious leader by now. When the powers that be abandon you, it's up to the rest of us to band together and protect those who need protected. Is there anything we humans could do about the ditchlings? They ain't that hard to kill when there's a whole lot of us. They die easy enough, so long as you don't get caught unawares. That's why we're gathering all the local dogs. A big pack is a safe pack. Jimmy may not be doing anything to help, but that doesn't mean we can't take matters into our own hands. Now Daisy, no need to start in about the mayor. He has his own priorities. So long as he doesn't get in our way, we don't need to go starting trouble. One of you should have been mayor, clearly. As funny as Jimmy being the mayor was. That fucking bit was amazing. They do seem much more concerned about what's actually been going on in town. Well, aren't you sweet? Some dogs ain't fit to lead. It's not his fault. The humans of this town flung him so far out of his depth. Aren't your families worried about you off on your own like this? We're country dogs. So long as we come home for dinner, most of us aren't missed too much. Speak for yourself. I know my family has been worried sick, but I can't just let that get in the way of what's important. Besides, if I went home, they might tie me up and then I'd be a sitting duck. I mean, dog. We'd best be on our way. Same for us. For the first time that we know of, those things are out during the day, which means the pets of Scarlet Hollow need us now more than ever. Make sure the humans keep an extra careful watch on their furry companions. Oh God. Wait. No, that's that. No, that's not. I refuse to believe that's what happened. What if? Is that why Stella's missing? Did Gretchen get? No, they don't go into houses though. They haven't gone into houses yet. We've seen them watching people inside houses, but also I guess a lot of the people don't. I don't know. It's assumed that Pixel is going to be safe once inside of the old Maxwell house, judging by like how they were saying like, hurry and get Pixel inside. So maybe not. I just hope Gretchen didn't get taken by the ditchlings, and that's why Stella's been missing. The band of dogs scampers off. You've had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. It seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. You'll just have to hire Lilac as a translator. You'll be the best vet in the country with someone like that on your staff. Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue on to the old Maxwell place. The old Maxwell place. It was clearly once a mid-century modern home, and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time. But it's been abandoned for unknown decades, and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Hey, where the heck are you taking me? This ain't my house. It's your house right now, because the library's kind of fucked. Before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I started y'all. The walls here are worn down enough. I could hear you coming from a block away. Good morning, Oscar. Just thought we'd stop by to check in. Thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night and it shows. His graying face seemingly having aged in the hours since you last saw him. Please, come on in. The old Maxwell place in episode 4. Oh, Kelly's here. You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5. But you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives. And here you are taking it like a champ. Before Dr. Kelly can continue, Pixel jumps from your arms, bounding across the room and leaping onto Rosalina's chest. Pixel, I've been so worried about you. I told you he'd turn up. Dr. Kelly's almost gentle bedside manner vanishes as she turns and glares at you. I guess I didn't make a very good first impression. Last chapter. I see we have visitors. How is she? She can tell us herself. What do you say, Rosalina? How are you? Tired, my leg hurts. A lot, but the medicine is helping. It's not so bad now. And what are you not going to do today? Walk around? Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have. No need for anyone to step in to take blame for everything. For anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence, if you ask me. But give it time, then you can do all the running around you want, right? All right, Rosalina? You just have to make sure you give that leg of yours a full chance to heal up a bit first. You don't want to pop any stitches. How's Reese? He's fine. Had a rough night, but he'll recover. He's used to this sort of thing. Okay. Didn't get too annoyed at me asking. He just needs a couple days to get back on his feet. That means no more excitement. Not even a movie. Sorry to hear that, Dr. Kelly. But I want to see Shino-Chi Deathblood. I was promised chilling Japanese found footage horror. Flirt with her. You can flirt with her? I didn't even know she was one of the characters you could romance. I will respect this boundary and not bother either of you anymore. That sounds suspiciously like sarcasm, but I'll choose to believe you mean it. Warn Dr. Kelly about the stone carvings and what you felt in the clinic. We found something in Oscar's house last night, a stone carving that gave me a vision about what had happened here. There was one in the mines the other night too. Both of them had a sort of pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. Have you ever noticed anything weird at the clinic? No, it's just an old building. It has a lot of history, but that doesn't mean it's haunted or that anything supernatural is going on. I understand that there have been some strange events in Scarlet Hollow this week, but despite what your funny feeling might suggest, the clinic is safe. I'm not sure about that, necessarily. But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything like what happened to us last night, none of you have to concern yourself with my son's health. I know how to take care of him, even in a supposed ghost emergency or whatever it is you're worried about. Sorry again about the library. There's no need to apologize. It's a building. You're a person. You matter more than a pile of stones. I do kind of wish we could go back for our stuff. Thanks for letting me borrow some of your clothes, Alexis. You can borrow as much as you need. I have plenty of shirts and you can do laundry at our house too. Of course, there are some family heirlooms that I'd rather not lose. Portraits of my parents, my father's mining jacket. I don't like the thought of their last living memories being forgotten in there. And the fact that it stole the library from me too, that one really stings. But what are you gonna do? You'd always try going on a rescue mission for some of your stuff. No, absolutely not. No going back inside there until we have a thoroughly researched plan of action. This goes especially for you, Lilac. Who knows if you'd be able to leave again? You've done enough for my family. How about no one going back in there, period? We're gonna need to deal with it eventually. Boarding up the library isn't a permanent solution. Are you sure about that? Because I don't see any reason we shouldn't just leave the thing alone. Forever. What's gonna happen to your career now that the library is closed? That's a good question. I was up all night wondering the same thing. If things stay the way they are right now, it's essentially like the library burned down. The books are inaccessible, the building is salvageable. In that scenario, the county would have to put up the money to build a new archive, or we'd have to move someplace where I can work in an existing library, and Scarlet Hollow would lose a valuable public service. Oscar, move so you and Rosalina would leave? We're not doing that, right, Dad? We're staying here. Is there any way you can just, start over and rebuild the collection? I'm sure folks around town would be willing to pitch it. It would be a lot of work, but that's a possibility. Still, maybe it won't even have to come to that. Do you think you'll have to stay here long term? No, I'll find a way to get the library back and our house with it. I'd best be on my way. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Thanks again for doing this. I can't express how much. Hi. It's nothing. I'll call later today to see how she's doing. Good luck to both of you. Dr. Kelly briskly pushes past you and leaves. Oscar, before we get sidetracked, we're not just here to talk about some monsters and what happened in the library. No? Stella's been missing since last night. Oh. You haven't seen her, right? Not since last night. Fuck. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. That doesn't mean something bad happened, but it doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either. I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her soon. Before you go, though, there is something I wanted to get your thoughts on. Let's step outside. Ushers you onto the street. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, or at least as okay as it can be, considering everything that's happened. But I don't exactly feel safe. Strange things are going on in Scarlet Hollow, and I'm tired of running from them. I want to get our house back. Oh, be careful. Be careful. You've all been looking into the town's history, correct? I overheard your discussion in the library the other day. Have you been able to find anything that might explain what's going on? I don't think we have too much to go on. I can't help but feel like there must have been some kind of inciting event since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight, but I have no idea where to even start, really. Avery stares at you. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that all started exactly the day I got here. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Lilac got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare. I mean, they're kind of right. I don't think they're necessarily trying to blame me. I think they're just saying something. There's something connected there. No, we are not throwing Lilac under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody's going to drag Lilac into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm gonna run around telling everyone that Lilac magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally going home to Scarlet Hollow? Again, they're not wrong. If I may, Lilac getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Perlaine died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she arrived. That's a good point as well. That could be the inciting event for this. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Perlaine passed, I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. Whatever the cause of this, there must be some way to put that genie back in the bottle. I'm gonna do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town archives are, unfortunately, in the library. Rosalina had been pestering me to make some sort of digital backup for months, but I never got around to it, so online sources it is. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. Make sure Pixel stays inside or he might get grabbed by the ditchlings. I am concerned about that. That should be the first thing I say. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces. Yeah, the Anguished Doughboys. I kind of like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all these weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything, I just think they're kind of interesting. Each their own. I think some dogs kept them safe, like a gang of dogs. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes. Gang of dogs? I suppose stranger things have happened. This very week, in fact. But we'll make sure he stays safe. There's that thing in the clinic I mentioned. That pull. I wish Dr. Kelly were taking this as seriously as she should. Oscar, what did you tell her about last night? She didn't bat an eye at anything Lilac said about the supernatural. She mostly just got defensive. I mean, unless maybe Oscar didn't necessarily tell her about anything that happened last night specific, but... I mean, maybe she has some knowledge of the supernatural. Does she know how bad it was? I told her everything. Okay, never mind. You told her everything, so maybe that was why, I guess, yeah. She seemed to believe me. But who knows, maybe she was just being polite in front of Rosalina. Maybe the whole time I was ranting, she was actually just nodding along, thinking I had a psychotic break. Oh no. I don't think that... Again, I feel like she has maybe some knowledge about stuff. Because, I mean, I don't know. She didn't seem to care about putting on a show for Rosalina once we showed up. I'll make sure to shoot Reese a warning text. He at least deserves to know something might happen. I don't know, Dr. Kelly's always been super mysterious this entire game. I feel like she might know something. I'm not suspicious of her like I am with Sybil. Sybil is... I don't fucking trust her for shit. I think she's behind some of the stuff happening, at least. But I think Dr. Kelly might just know. She might know something. One way or another, I'm gonna find myself back there soon enough. It's faint, but I can still feel the pull of that clinic door, and it's only getting stronger. You're not planning on breaking in, are you? Because if so, nope, you are not going to do that. Let's not have a repeat of last night. We should be more cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? I wonder if this could be the work of some sort of cult. You mentioned something like this at the library the other day. If there was a cult in Scarlet Hollow, I feel like I'd like to know about it. Or I feel like I'd know about it. I think the cops are in on it. It's possible. But also I think they're just... fucking stupid or something. I don't know. I don't think they're necessarily suspicious. I think they're just... useless cops who are trying to throw the blame on the new person in town because it's easier. I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there. Let's not get all satanic panic just yet. I know it's not looking unlikely at this point, but having lived in this town all my life, I feel like I would know if there was some cult that ran the place. I gotta agree with Kanika on this. I feel like I'd have picked up on something. Yeah, good point. A cult doesn't necessarily have to run the town to have had an impact here. If we're looking at the historical context of disaster sites this week, we're talking about things that happened nearly a century ago or even further back. I'll see what I can find, you never know. Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella, and fast. Yeah, I hope we find her this chapter. I hope she's not missing this entire chapter. I agree, we need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you'll find. I will. We're going to get the library back and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town. That's Oscar. Any other ideas? I really don't want to go to the cops. They're gonna pin something else on me. I just know it. I don't know. What are they gonna try pinning on me next? The cave-in? What the fuck are they gonna do? I'm pretty sure they already tried doing that in chapter 2. They were like, "Oh, it's weird that you've been at the site of both of the strange things that's happened this week," or something that was clear that they suspected me. I fucking hate them. I guess we'll go to the fucking cops. If it's to find Stella, I guess we can go to the cops. Are you sure? Nothing against the officers of Scarlet Hollow, but you've met them, right? Do you think it's worth the trouble? It's better than nothing. As unhelpful as they are, we are dealing with a missing person. That's cop stuff. It's probably going to be more of a formality than anything, but there's no point in not covering all of our bases. Oh my god. Oh, Bo's here. The police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. Yeah, true, judging by what we fucking know. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Bo standing between you and the officer behind the desk. Did he find anything about Duke, I wonder? Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She was gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family. The Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. What do you mean they were spread thin? You didn't do shit about any of the stuff that's happened in town this week. That you would be spread thin. There's been a murder. Duke was murdered. There was a cave-in that got someone injured. Just last night, there was some crazy shit that went down at the library. You would be spread thin, but you haven't done a thing about any of that. Are you sure it wasn't just some animal that took your vegetable? Sir, you know, Mr. Tremaine thinks that land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, and for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something you could do about it? Franklin seems to turn to you as you enter, though his impenetrable shades make it impossible to judge where he's really looking. Well, if it isn't Lilac, we should lock you up for the stunt you pulled last night. Calling the emergency line as a joke is illegal. God fucking damn it, I forgot about that. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Hey, I remember you from yesterday. You're my security guy. We also met on Monday. I'm a man in many hats, and all of them give me authority over you, so you best watch yourself. Second, of course. Shut up. Stella ran off last night, and she's still missing. I'm sure she is. Let me guess. This is another attempted little prank. Oh my god. No, Mike, it's real. She ran off last night in a state of distress, and no one has heard from her since. We're all pretty worried. Yeah, I'd never seen her wander off like that before. She didn't even really say anything. I see. Well, it couldn't hurt to file a missing persons report, but if I find out you are pulling my leg, there will be hell to pay. Yeah, like you're gonna do anything about it. Deputy Franklin pulls out a few forms from the front desk and holds them out. If one of you could fill these out, please. I can take care of that. Thank you so much for taking this seriously, Mike. I know Stella has a tendency to go on hiking trips, but this feels different. She can't be in her right mind going back out into them woods after what happened to my daddy. Are you sure you can't start looking like right now? She shouldn't be off on her own when there are so many ditchlings around. Ditchlings? Lilac taught me about them yesterday. Them things that got my daddy. I called about them last night too, since they've been coming up out of the woods onto the farm. I even saw some on my way here, plain as day. I remember the call in question. We may have gotten a few calls from other folks as well. But Hugby and Derrickson don't seem to be too concerned. I trust the sheriff on this one. Have Hugby and Derrickson seen them? Have you? Those things are everywhere right now. They're the most concerning thing I've seen in this town since I first moved here. Look, we're stressed enough as it is. If you think the town should have a dedicated animal control department, you're welcome to take it up with the mayor. Your dog? Take it up with your friend's cousin. And to answer your question, my orders are to man the station. But I'll be sure to start an investigation as soon as I'm relieved. Bo, did you manage to find your dad? Bo Stoic's expression breaks, and for a moment you can almost see tears forming in his eyes, but he blinks them away. Oh. Yeah. I found him. I gathered what there was to gather. We're giving him a proper burial in the family plot. It's been tough going, trying to dig the hole while the farm is crawling with those hairless things, but it needs to get done. Do you think they'll go back where they came from soon? Really? So he found his dad in one night. Let's see. He found his dad in one night of searching. And the cops, quote unquote, couldn't find him after 3 nights. They gave up once they found like the blood spot, and they completely gave up trying to search for him. Interesting. Almost as if they would have actually tried. They would have found him! Mama and me have tried to fight him back as best we can, but it seems like there's more every minute. They'll leave once the coming disaster has finally struck. What's all this about a disaster? Oh my god, I've realized he's gonna fucking think, oh, I'm threatening something. I'm saying, oh, I'm gonna cause a disaster. It's just something my mom told us about these creatures. You know how she is with her ghost stories. I don't think we should be underselling things too much, Kanika. There really might be some kind of disaster brewing. I think we can all admit that things have been getting weird around Scarlet Hollow lately, right? There's something to keep in mind. The farmhouse has stood for over 100 years. I don't think Mama and me will have to worry much about any disaster. I just want these things to leave us alone. They've caused us enough trouble. I just want to remind you that you're all speaking in front of a member of law enforcement, and any and all suspicious statements are being cataloged. I'm not going to add another suspicious statement to that list. But you can understand. Seriously, do you really not have anything better to do than try to pin in disasters on the innocent people who were trying to stop them? Right? I'm not at liberty to discuss whether I have anything better to do. The answer is yes, you do have something better to be doing. But it's not something you're going to be doing. God, the cops in this game are useless. Then go find Stella. Let's just get going. Kanika hands the completed report back to Deputy Franklin. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get this filed right away. Good luck out there. I hope Miss Richmond is alright and y'all find her soon. Silently walk out of the precinct. I'm not giving any... The deputy calls back to you. Best keep your nose clean out there, Lilac. Try to stay out of trouble. Shh, I have been keeping my nose clean. You are an asshole. Right, that achievement is correct. Why don't they just do their fucking jobs? Which, I mean, yeah, them not doing their jobs is fucking expected for... Yeah. Well, at least we filed a report. Still, I guess finding Stella is going to be mostly up to us. We've got to find out what's been going on with Julius, too. He's been missing from the diner for a few days. It's weird. He usually comes in every single day. I guess we should check out the church. I really don't think Stella's going to be there if she's been nowhere else in town. I feel like the church wouldn't be her first place to go if something happens, because she would go to a friend's place or somewhere. I feel like she's not going to be there, but again, I'm getting all our options out. I don't want to miss some dialogue. We should check out the church. The church? Why? I see what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with the evidence of the afterlife, so she might try getting into all that religious stuff. It's worth checking out. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. Again, I feel like Reese's house is the place we should check, because I feel like she's more likely to have gone there. I don't think Dr. Kelly would let her in after last night, but I feel like, again, she would probably just sneak in if Dr. Kelly doesn't let her in. She already mentioned a couple times sneaking in last night if Dr. Kelly wouldn't have let us in. So, she could be there, but I don't know. It's only there or the forest that I could think of right now. Like, maybe she's going on a walk in the forest or something to clear her mind or something after last night. It's that or going to Reese's. I wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. I don't think Baptists do the holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if it meant keeping us around a little longer. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've never actually been to the church. That's probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? Hi. My, 4 visitors at once on a Thursday. This is unprecedented. Unprecedented. 4. Yeah, there are 3 of us. What do you mean, 4? But there are only 3 of us. Oh, is Stella here? Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Zane, okay, it's not Stella. I was gonna say, is Stella here? But no, it's Zane. Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I want to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not found the solace I seek. Not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Sure, okay. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night, and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hoped maybe you or Janie had seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, Lilac, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. Right, I remember him mentioning that he can also talk to animals. What do you have to say to her that you can't just say in front of us? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. It's alright, we can get the juicy details later. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. It's okay, I'll talk to him. I'm mainly just interested to see, like, what's the reason for him being able to talk to animals, too. If you're sure. I still haven't gotten the read on this guy, like. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with JD. We'll be right over there by the fence if that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. Alright, your friends head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous bastard. We didn't even ask about Stella! I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Is this why people think you're creepy, because you have the gift? People think I'm creepy? Does he not know? But it's alright, people say all kinds of things. I just have to be patient and persistent, and I know eventually they'll understand that I can be a comforting presence in their life. Not a creepy one. Does he not know? Maybe if I grew a thicker beard, people would trust me more. Or maybe I should get a cool jacket. I'm sure we're actually talking to animals. I mean, I'm sure I am, but whatever, I'll just ask anyways. Now that I know that there are at least 2 of us, I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life where I thought I might just be nuts. But it's so consistent, and I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I have considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my faith. But besides a particularly vicious hamster I had growing up, the most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. What did the hamster try to convince you to do? So I somehow doubt they're puppets for some otherworldly evil. Unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets. Have we been cursed? Why do we suffer this fate? I don't think I've cursed, but again, I'm getting my dialogue options out, I'm getting the explore options. I don't think it's a curse. It can be annoying at times, but so can talking to people. Not that I feel that way very often, of course. As a servant of God, I am always ready and willing to talk with my fellow man about anything they need to discuss. Spiritually, I've always rationalized that as God's sign that I should spread his word to even the beasts of his world. I've had mixed results. Seems the alpacas prefer Catholicism, which they know about somehow. And birds tend to be incredibly heretical. I wish I could approach a scientist about this without becoming a research experiment. But I've prepared to keep quiet at my doctor's visits. I can't risk being locked away or altered in some permanent way, not when I have a family to take care of. Have you met Furfur, Gretchen, Pixel? Of course I have, but I learned early on in life to not let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. So I get the feeling Furfur wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. The emphasis on tried, they're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife, and I'm sure no one else is looking. Is your gift why you got into the church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by 2 loving parents and was always interested in religion, but I've also always known about my talents, so I don't know what came first. If anything, though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't been exactly easy to square with this with a lot of the religious education I've had. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Well, you and I both know that's not true, though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. But those are conversations that I'm glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. Does Janie know? No, I don't believe there should be secrets between man and wife, so I'll have to tell her one day, but there hasn't been a good time yet. Building a life in Scarlet Hollow has been a difficult process, and the last thing I need to do is have the stress of her husband being some kind of circus act. Tulip, on the other hand, I'm starting to have my suspicions that she might share this gift. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Tulip, come on out here. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are you going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods. I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's been really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk in on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Oh, Tetanus Lake! Stella told me about it. Tetanus Lake? That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if that would only make it sound more alluring. How big a trash dump are we talking? Would a weekend of hard work clear it out? Maybe if we had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What were we saying about the church rats? Ah yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from my old life. It's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them. And they must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Those aren't rats. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it, the way I did growing up. Because I know she's talking to the rats. She calls them her friends, has been drawing all these pictures of them, really ghastly things. Those are the dredgelings. Why aren't they in her basement? I've tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in the trash heap. And ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. Yeah, definitely don't let her go out there. If the dredgelings are presumably the dredgelings, he says ghastly little things, and I feel like the fact that he also said that they're way big for rats makes me feel like they're the dredgelings and not actually rats. I'm more concerned she's gonna get hurt or catch some kind of disease. Are you sure they're rats? I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. Have you actually seen them? No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation. There's no mistaking that sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I got a possum in one, poor thing. Possums are never very bright, but at least he got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal. What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. Huh. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I'd hate to think what they say to her when I'm not around to hear. Has Janie heard them? She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her jobs until late, and we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip has made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if I can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. You should talk to Tulip about the gift. I'm sure both of us could have used some guidance growing up. You're right. I grew up with this ability. If anyone can help her understand not to engage with evil little creatures like the rats that are eating God's house from the inside out, it's me. I can handle this. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. Oh my god. No one in town has seen her. Thanks for suggesting when we head up here, Lilac. We got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft, it was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners, and a few extra for me, of course. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Oh my god, where is that? Again, I'm thinking it's just Reese's place that she's at. I don't think there's anywhere else I can think of that would make sense for Stella to be other than, I guess, the woods. I don't know. Kanika and Avery start back down the path to town and you follow. So, what was that about? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he? Tulip's apparently made some weird imaginary friends. We might want to check it out later this week. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Pastor Daniel says that there's a rat infestation in the church and that the rats are her friends. I don't know, it seemed weird. I should have known we'd have to deal with a spooky kid at some point. Yeah. Okay, as much as I'd hate going back there, I guess that's a loose lead. If we don't have anything else to investigate once we found Stella and... Kanika pauses. Once we've checked out the clinic, then maybe we can look around the church. Yeah, okay, yes. I was gonna say, we have to check out the clinic. That's probably where Stella's been. Oh wait, hold on, I don't think I read what they said. Looks like a plan, or sounds like a plan. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? As we consider your next steps, you remember your appointment with Sybil. She seemed to be confident last night that Stella would be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. Oh, maybe Stella's with Sybil. I don't know why she would be, though. And she'd never disparage your gift. Maybe she's perhaps she's one of the few people in town who can truly understand you. You have to see her. She's the thread tying everything together. I think she is. I'm suspicious as hell of her. But at the back of your mind, you can't help but feel as if there's more than just fate drawing you to the tea room. That's strange. We should talk to your mom. I'm supposed to have tea with her today. Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something. Which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. Yeah, sure. Bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kanika, there you are. We were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you both recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom, it's just that Stella's missing and Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you, you need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Okay, relax. Relax. Sybil... Stella's missing. Relax. Like, I get you're worried about her being sick and stuff, but also her friend is missing. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. Oh, is she not going to be able to come with us? Oh. Thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Lilac about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to her. She's going to insist on talking to me alone, isn't she? Because she wants to say something to me. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Lilac. Anika turns and heads toward the stairs without saying another word. Something isn't right here, but it's hard to put into words or pin it down into thoughts. Yeah, something definitely isn't right here. And I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Lilac and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. Yep, she's getting me alone for the talk. No, you're right. I've totally left her on her own today. Are they not going to be able to come with to the clinic either? Am I going to have to go alone? I think Dr. Kelly likes me the least out of the three of us. I mean, I don't know how much interaction she's had with Avery, but she probably likes them more than she likes me, considering they've at least lived in town for longer than I've been in town. Fine by me, I wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure the leaves are very particular. Oh, but before I go, I did want to ask. Are you a witch? As flattered as I am that you think I'm magical, I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Sure. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though, just so you know, if you are a witch, you could totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave you all to your not supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, I bet. Oh, now I'm alone again. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fucking go to the clinic alone and something crazy is gonna happen there, and I'm gonna not even have anyone else with me. That's gonna be interesting. I haven't been alone for any of the... I mean, unless I find Stella, I guess. Shall we? Yes. Sybil motions towards the tea room. Follow Sybil to the tea room. I don't like that everything just went silent to just a background ambience. Alright, please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright glow lights all over the plant in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. This is a special blend. It should help clarify some of the visions you've been getting. I'll be able to do a reading once we're done. Until then, how about we just chat? You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced by the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable. Your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. I'm slightly worried the tea has a spell put on it or something. It's soothing beyond what you would expect out of ordinary tea. There must be something magical at work in this, but I hope it's something good. My suspicion of Sybil tells me it might not be. Like, maybe it's like tea that magically makes me not at all suspicious of anything that's been happening in town anymore. Tea that magically makes me just, oh yeah, this is normal. Whatever. Alright. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They'd have to figure out their own medicine. Or they have to figure out their own medicine. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it, unsavory tales of my mom's youth. I most certainly did. Though I might have been exaggerating a bit for the dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town of this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Perlin was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrieking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet. So her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Why were Pearline and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. Sure. I think there were two in that generation. The youngest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. It might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once her grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it with what was skipping town and all. What happened once my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I know. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me is stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help give me the full picture. Finish the tea. You can close your eyes and take another sip, then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empties save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. Oh, does it not? You've got just about every warning that can fit at the bottom of the cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty. And the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. Fucking... Okay, I thought... at least it was about whatever about the ditching. I was thinking, okay, well, urgency. Maybe it's something about Stella. Like, maybe she's gone because she's in trouble or something. And I need to be urgent about finding her or something. Okay, it's something about the general story of the game rather than the specific events of this chapter. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming. Whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here. A cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight. An enemy lurking in plain sight. Could be Tabitha. I don't know. I feel like she would be the easy choice of like, oh, well, she's been the most rude to me, but I don't think she's the enemy here. I don't think she's the one who's going to cause this. The cat could be Wayne. Could be, but he also seems interested in protecting me. Unless he could be the enemy and that he's doing something to cause the misery and, like, the big event that's going to happen soon in this town. And he wants me to be safe. Because he didn't, consider that I was going to be here. And he wants me to be safe in the fallout from that. The cat could be Stella. I don't think it's Stella. I don't think it's her. Or Kanika, or Oscar, Reese, Avery, Dr. Kelly. I mean, I guess, but I really don't think she's the enemy or something. Pastor Daniel, I mean, how do I know you're not the guy? Yeah, you're the most likely, choice in my mind. I don't think it's anyone else I've met, but you have been fucking suspicious since last night. I'd like to see. I'm sure it wouldn't make much sense to most people. It'll probably just look like a confusing mess of old leaves, but you're free to take a look. You take the cup, staring down into it. It's just leaves, there's no pattern. Nothing swimming together in the dregs of your tea to give you any warnings or premonitions. I wonder if you had a certain trait. If I had a certain trait, I wonder if I'd be able to figure this out. Maybe the book smart, or maybe wasn't there a trait called keen eye or something? Maybe I'd be able to figure that out if I had that combined with mystical, of course, because clearly mystical was the one that got me that dialogue option to look in the first place. So probably mystical combined with something else would make me able to check the tea leaves. I hope that settled your curiosity. Don't worry if you couldn't make sense of it. It takes years to learn this sort of thing, even for someone with your propensities. She winks conspiratorially. You are the most likely person to be the cat. How do I know you're not the cat? That's ridiculous. Sybil is helping you. And if she was the cat, why would she warn you about herself? Pick some... Okay, game. Alright. Alright, okay, game. Yeah, sure. Okay. Unless... Is this the game just telling me this diegetically to just be like, hey, pick someone else? Even though I'm still suspicious of her, I don't trust her. But is this because I drank the tea? Is the tea, like, casting away all suspicion of her? I'm not picking someone else. I'm not going to suspect any of my friends. That isn't you, though, is it? Ignore it and speak your mind. Yes, that isn't me. That... You motherfucker. You put something in the tea. You put a spell or something in the fucking tea. I knew it. You are the fucking cat, aren't you? You are... I am going to figure out what... How do I know you're not the cat? I suppose you don't. Though I think the cat wouldn't exactly warn you about itself. Sure. Yeah, no, because you're just... No, because you put something in the tea to prevent me. If I didn't have mystical... I would not have been prevented from saying that. So I wouldn't be suspecting you. You would be okay warning me about you. Because you would have just... Because normally I wouldn't have said that if I didn't have the specific mystical trait. You put something in that fucking tea. That made my distrust of you go up so much more. That made my distrust of you go up so much more. The fact that my mystical... Because I was thinking, okay, maybe it's just the game making a little... doing a funny little diegetic bit of dialogue. But then the mystical specifically said, that isn't you, though, is it? She put something in the tea. She put something in the tea. Yeah, I was kind of suspicious before. I know I'm suspicious now. Still, you can't rule out anyone, even the old woman with a tea obsession. Yeah, I can't, can I? You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. Don't you try and make me suspicious of my friends. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned to you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems your best course of action is to seek those carvings out, piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to the door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. I don't want to set aside finding Stella. That's a bit more important to me than finding some carving. Even if it's an important carving that's going to give me a vision, I feel like finding Stella is more important. I mean, maybe she is at Reese's, and I think that is the most likely option, so maybe I'll just find her there anyways, but, like, I don't entirely want to just set aside finding Stella. Because, yeah, what's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. But bad stuff always happens around them. I don't think I should give her information. She's suspicious as fuck. She just tried to, like, she slipped something in my tea to make me not suspicious of her. What happens around these stones might not be anywhere close to what could happen if we let the danger encroaching on both you and this town act unopposed. The ditchlings are multiplying every day. This is all going to come to a head, and it may just be a question of how prepared you are when it comes. Learning whatever you can could save your life, even if you're faced with more ghosts or ghouls along the way. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. I'm just leaving the tea room. You get up and leave the tea room. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. Sure, whatever. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. Yeah, I am being careful. You. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Don't try and stir suspicion with my friends. It's not Stella, it's not Kanika, it's not Avery, it's not fucking Dr. Kelly, Reese, any of them. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of its door strings to flatten the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Probably check in on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. Knock. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, Lilac, what's up? Can I come in? Yeah, let me just straighten up. You find crumpling and creaking of shuffling as she tidies her room. Okay, come on in. Kanika's room is the sort of place that's stuck between the past and present. Faded stickers from her childhood line the bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings sit in the corners of the room. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of this place. That's this one. And what sense do you get of me? It's hard to put into words, but it's good. Oh, wait, I didn't... We shouldn't joke about her room right now until we find her, and maybe not after that either. Packing for something? God fucking damn it. I'm not going all the way back there to fucking undo that. That sucks. I did not mean to move my mouse cursor up a bit right before I clicked. Packing for something, you motioned to a stack of cardboard boxes. That's all my stuff from college. I never really got unpacked. It seemed like a waste to unload everything. It's not like I'll be staying long term, so I just have to pack up again eventually. I guess I did move back in over a year ago, so those boxes have just been sitting there unopened for a long time. But any day now, I'll unload them back in the van and get out of town. Any day now. We still have to find Stella. I'm not going anywhere without you. But where would we go? I can still feel that door in the clinic pulling at me. I think that's where we need to go next. At least I have someone with me. Maybe we can get Avery to join us too. Oh, but they did have to work, so maybe they won't. I was hoping to get to see Reese sometime today. I want to ask if he knows anything about Stella and, you know, make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Let's do it. The two of you make your way back into the hallway. Sybil, hi. But before you make it to the stairs, the light turns on, startling both of you. I thought you were going to get some rest, Kanika. You really should get back to bed. Or this cold of yours will only get worse. I don't trust you. But I still have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you just haven't been yourself these past few days. All of this running around has been a detriment to your health. She's cloaked in shadow, literally. The game is basically telling me at this point she's suspicious. Like, sure, it's the lighting, but also it's clearly deliberate to cloak her entire side facing us in shadow. Miles and I want to see you healthy. You hold this family together. Don't fucking tell me what to do. You shouldn't get between a mother and a daughter. Sybil knows what's best here. Kanika is more than capable of speaking for herself. Mystical, those thoughts aren't yours. Clear your head. Something isn't right here. You knew it was that fucking tea. Sybil, what was in that tea? Tell me. Chaga and lemon balm, dear. The same blend Avery shared with you the other day. No, it fucking wasn't. Why are you talking about tea? You You manipulative hag. Kanika, don't buy any of her bullshit. You manipulative hag. Kanika, don't buy any of her bullshit. Don't look at her manipulatively like that. Kanika sighs. No, my mom was right. No, she fucking isn't. I've been neglecting the general store and I let Miles run off the other day. That was so irresponsible of me. You fucking drank her tea, didn't you? She put something in there to... She put the same thing in your tea that she put in my tea to make... That's alright, Kanika. You could have gotten hurt, but he didn't, and it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. Now let's get you to bed. You just need another day to recover. Then you can get back to all of this town mystery business. Lilac, you'll be fine without her until tomorrow. No... Lilac, oh my fucking god. Before you can utter another word, Kanika returns to her room. Alright, Sybil, let's fucking go. I'm alone with you. Yeah, what the fuck is your problem? Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you leave and make your way back to Main Street alone. Hey, hold on, no, I was alone with her. Minus Miles being in the room, but you know, I was basically alone with her. I had something to say to her. Fine. You make your way up that familiar hill past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area.